Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong.
My name's actually Adam, but I think most of you probably know me better as Frankenstein. I'm a big star, so in the fine tradition of other big stars like Sean Penn, I'm going to tell you what to think about the Iraq War. Now, I'm not going to get into is it right or wrong, because frankly, I really don't care about that, but as a discerning monster and as a thinking man, what really annoys me about the war in Iraq is how things keep happening that any idiot could see coming a mile away, but for some reason, we just keep pretending to be surprised. Now, I'll tell you, it makes me feel like I'm a freaking fortune teller. First, there was this run-up to the war with all the little shows in front of the UN, and Colin Powell holding up the vial of the lethal chemical and whatever, and this so-called debate about whether to have the war in the first place, but you had to be really thick to imagine that somehow the war wasn't going to happen. Next, we got all these predictions about how the Iraqis would just greet the American forces as liberators and dance in the streets and stuff like that, which was just absurd. Actually, there are a group of people in Iraq who reacted that way, the Kurds, but the thing is, they had already liberated themselves, or did we somehow not notice everyone calling their part of the country the Kurdish Autonomous Region? The Kurds always love the United States, no matter what it does. It kind of defies all reason. Kurdistan was and continues to be a part of Iraq in name only. Okay, so now, I think anyone who's really bothered to look at the situation has noticed that there's a civil war brewing in Iraq for many years, and it's just been coming at us like a huge freight train filmed in slow motion. But now, luckily for the morons of the world, the media has officially pronounced it a civil war, so there can be little doubt now. It's just goofy, really. I mean, why can't supposedly smart people see when something obvious is coming and just acknowledge it? And I'll tell you something else, the obvious conclusion to this little fiasco. That way, when it turns out just like I said it would, you can tell everyone you heard it first from Frankenstein. Kurdistan, or the area that we stubbornly refer to as northern Iraq, will continue on as an essentially autonomous state and will continue to be staunchly pro-American. Meanwhile, as the American forces withdraw, southern Iraq will gradually emerge as a puppet state of Iran, completely dominated by the Shiites. And as for the Sunni minority, the ones that can will leave Iraq and settle elsewhere. The ones that remain will eventually settle into life as second-class citizens after the Shiites kill all of the hardliners. So that's my prediction, and the fact that some people may view it as startling or unheard of really annoys me. This is what happens when Frankenstein drinks a few too many beers. I promise next time I'll discuss something a little bit more upbeat.
If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't, a lot of men died. One fist of iron, the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will.